Tonight, the Target 12 Investigators exclusive. We're taking a closer look at concealed carry weapons permits, which allow you to legally carry a handgun unseen. A bill that would have changed how these permits are handed out failed to pass in June, but we're told it will be back on the next legislative session. So we went town by town and to the Attorney General's office to find out how many concealed weapons permits are in Rhode Island and how people get them. Target 12 investigator Tim White is here now with his exclusive findings.
The data we reviewed shows there aren't a lot of concealed carry weapon permits in Rhode Island. Less than 0.5% of the population here can legally carry a hidden handgun.
There are two ways someone can apply for a concealed carry weapons permit: with their local police chief or through the Office of the Attorney General. A Target 12 review of data from cities, towns, and the state shows 3,577 Rhode Islanders have a concealed carry permit as of the end of last year. That's just 0.34% of the population. Target 12 found the communities of Scituate, West Greenwich, and Tiverton all have the most concealed carry permits per capita, but still just over 1%. Central Falls, Providence, and Newport have the fewest. Woonsocket was the only community that did not supply data to Eyewitness News.
Do you carry a concealed weapon?
I do. I do it for my own safety. I carry, at times I can be carrying money, whether it's from rents or whether it's to pay a contractor. I can be carrying very expensive equipment in my van.
State Representative and gun rights advocate Mike Chippendale wants to change how police chiefs review permit applications.
Do you think Rhode Island makes it tough, difficult to get a concealed weapon permit?
I think it can be depending on the circumstances, certainly. I think folks who try to go through the city or town process, depending on that city or town, can have a difficult time.
For example, the data shows not a single permit has been issued by the Warren Police Department since 2010. The chief there tells Target 12 he instructs people to go to the Attorney General's office instead. And that's what the vast majority of Rhode Islanders do. 70% of active permits went through the state rather than a police department, according to the data. Chippendale says legislation he supported but failed in the Senate spelled out the process for local chiefs to approve or deny a permit.
But there were a lot of different methodologies being used by the police chiefs. So one of the things that I did here was we don't have guidance on exactly what to do.
Restrictions put on law enforcement on being able to determine if somebody is suitable is where our greatest concern is.
Former Little Compton Police Chief Sidney Wardell is the executive director of the Rhode Island Police Chiefs Association. He says the proposed law would have made it harder for police chiefs to deny an application.
Then at the end of the application, it said no other questions could be asked of an applicant other than the questions that were deemed on the application.
So you felt that police chiefs would be handcuffed?
Absolutely.
Some say it may be best to just let the Attorney General's office handle the applications, removing the responsibility from local police chiefs. But one word may be getting in the way of two sides finding common ground on this issue. We'll have that for you new at 6 o'clock. With the Target 12 investigators, Tim White, Eyewitness News.
New details now in a Target 12 investigators exclusive. We're taking a close look at concealed carry weapons permits, which allow you to legally carry a handgun unseen. Lawmaker tells us a bill that would have changed how these permits are issued will be back next session. The Rhode Island Police Chiefs Association strongly opposes the bill, saying it ties their hands in doing thorough background checks. Target 12 investigator Tim White is here now with the exclusive details.
Applications for a concealed carry weapons permit go through either the Attorney General's office or the local police chief. Some say with Rhode Island being so small, the AG's office should handle the responsibility. But one word in the law may prevent both sides on this issue from finding common ground.
A Target 12 review of concealed carry weapons permits finds only 3,577 Rhode Islanders can legally carry a hidden handgun. That's just 0.34% of the population. Nearly 70% of those active permits went through the Attorney General's office. The rest were handled by local police departments.
There is no standardized application. There's no standardized fee. Nothing was standardized.
State Rep Mike Chippendale has a concealed carry permit himself. and says he plans on resubmitting a bill that would spell out how local chiefs consider an application. The original bill was strongly opposed by police officials because they say it restricted their ability to say no.
And look, Rep, we're a small state.
Absolutely.
Why not put it all under one roof?
And I understand why the police departments want to do that, because they don't have necessarily all the staffing.
But Chippendale says to support the change, one word in the current law would have to be rewritten. Right now, the statute says local chiefs shall issue the permits, and the Office of the Attorney General may issue permits.
And I would be very adamant that the may would have to disappear on the Attorney General's level. It would have to become shall.
I don't think law enforcement is going to support a shall in any legislation.
Well, don't police chiefs already have to deal with the shall?
We do.
Right.
Doesn't mean it's supported that way.
Former Little Compton Police Chief Sidney Wardell is the executive director of the Rhode Island Police Chiefs Association. He says there is support from the chiefs to let the Attorney General's office handle it, but not the change in wording.
There's got to come a compromise for law enforcement to be able to do due diligence to make sure that that person is suitable, and as you said, for the need.
A Target 12 review of data shows, despite the difference in language, the Attorney General's office approved 98% of all new concealed carry applications they received in 2015. Local chiefs approved 86%.
A spokesperson for the Attorney General's office tells me they would be willing to handle all concealed carry permit applications for the state, but they would not support changing the wording in the law from may to shall. With the Target 12 investigators, Tim White, Eyewitness News.